All right, good morning everyone. My name is Mario Bazile. I work for the Parish President's Office, Jefferson Parish, and I want to welcome everyone to the ribbon cutting ceremony for this brand new beautiful pickleball complex in JPRD. We're thrilled to officially open this incredible facility. This is a true example of what can happen when leadership, community, and passion come together. This project would not have been possible without the vision and support of our Parish President, Cynthia Sheng, and Councilman Dino Bonanno. And with that, I'd like to invite our Parish President to come say her remarks.
Thank you, Mario, and it's a big day for our recreation team. I want to introduce Councilman Dino Bonanno, our Council Chair Scott Walker, Big John Ilg. Big John, this is your district, right? Yes, and he's been asking me about this complex the whole time. I really want to thank Councilman Bonanno. Look above this incredible cover, very expensive cover, $800,000 and $900,000, I think, Councilman Bonanno, was because many of you approached Councilman Bonanno, who had never played, and said, we need shade. We cannot be out in the blistering sun playing. And without even playing, he knew his constituents, what his constituents wanted, and he got us this cover. So thank you, Councilman Bonanno. And he's a new player, right? How many times have you played? Half dozen? 3 times, 3 times. So you'll see him on the court today. Grab a game with Councilman Bonanno. I want to thank our recreation team. This whole complex is brought to you from a vision that our recreation department had to open it up to new sports. We had the space. Let's not do these cookie cutter programs across the parish, 27 programs. Let's have centers of excellence for each sport throughout the parish. And it was a vision. Mario is a very visionary thinker. Where's Mario? Thank you, Mario. Everybody thinks because the parish president loves pickleball, we have this facility. I wish I had that much control over that much resources. I started playing a year and a half ago, okay? October of 2023. Mario and his team had the vision back in 2020, 2021. Without pickleball even being very big in this area yet, he knew the trends going on around the country and wanted this for Jefferson Parish. So let's give it up for our recreation team and the vision they had years ago to bring this to us today. It's a growing movement. 68,000 courts in the United States, nearly a third of those added just last year. And right now, Pickleplex just opened. Just this year, we all know where we've played. So many new courts are opening. The Pickler, which is the national franchise, is coming also in Councilman Bonanno's district. So we are really part of this growing mix. It's easy to play and hard to master, so I hope we get some beginners out there, and you're going to be able to get a game. If you've never played before, you're going to feel like you're playing a game. And then you're going to see the challenge court, which is anybody can challenge on this court. This court we're standing on right here, you're going to see some of the best pickleball, right? So, and anybody can play on here, so don't feel like you have to be an incredible player. Anybody can challenge on this court. I'll get into that. But 75% of matches, the 4 people, 75% of matches have a 10-year age gap. 50% of matches have a 20-year age gap. There's no other sport that's played like that, right? We all know who we play with. When you get on a court with my daughter and I, you have a 35-year age gap, okay, on that statistic. So the vision that we had for this complex is we can be everything to this community. We can have the advanced games, and we can be welcoming to beginners. And that really is the simplest vision. These are public courts. They're meant for as many people to use it as possible. We don't want a situation where, I didn't want a situation where people come early, grab a court, they stay there, everybody else is watching, people drive up, it's full, have to drive away. That's not what a public court should be. These are taxpayer-funded courts, and they should be available to everyone. And so we'll get into that. Let me just go over the open play format. I was, for the past year and a half, everywhere I traveled, I would try to go look at the courts, the public and the private courts. And the open play format, I think, and you've already lined up in the buckets, the bucket system is there. It's a chronological order like a paddle on the rack, but it also adds a skill level because we all want to play in a competitive game. That's what makes us a better player. We're not going to learn anything if the rally ends with 1, 2, 3 shots and somebody hits the ball and then hits it out. We're not going to learn anything. We all know that we get better in competitive games at our skill level. That's what brings us up. So it's a little bit closer. No system's perfect, but it's a little bit closer getting you in your skill level. So that's the bucket system over there in an open play format. This is the challenge court. I actually saw this in Miami and I loved it. The winner stays. All day, the winner stays. And the next team in that paddle right there, it's a special rack, will challenge. It tends to be a very high-level game, but I want to see women on this court, and I want to see we have some really high-level women here, but it doesn't have to be. It's all level. Anybody can challenge, okay? So that is really, really exciting. Ambassadors, raise your hand. We have had some people who are in our JPRD system. They're wearing red shirts. They came to the soft opening 2 nights ago and were here to help us. They kind of understand how our system wants to run, so I want to thank them for all of their work. And I want to see some beginners out there, and I want to see some women on the challenge court today, all right? We'll go over more of the rules and the details, but this complex is not going to be staffed. We don't have an employee, just like our tennis courts are not staffed. So the community needs to run it. All of you need to run it. And we know what we want, a welcoming environment representing the very best of our pickleball community, which is an incredible community. I've played sports my whole life, and I've never had a community in sports like I've had in pickleball. And you all know what I'm talking about. You know it's this open play format. You come for 2 hours, you play with 4 people you never met before, and now you made 4 new friends. And that is the beauty of pickleball. I know you all understand it, and so that's what we're going to be about, a pickleball community right here in Jefferson Parish. So with that, I'm going to call up Councilman Bonanno, and then Councilman Scott Walker also wants to speak, and then we'll get going. And a little bit more detail on how the courts will work from Mario. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Can y'all hear me? Okay. So, Parish President Sheng, you are going to see an amateur today, right here. I played my first game last Saturday, and one of our judges and my wife played at Elmwood, Judge Jackie Maloney. It amazes me how quickly people become addicted to this sport. Where's Melinda? Melinda on my staff over here, Melinda Doucette, plays like 4 or 5 times a week. That's how addictive it becomes. No one is happier to see this facility built today than I, because trust me when I tell you, there's not a place I go speak at in my district where I get asked, when is Jefferson Parish going to open a real pickleball facility? Well, here we are today. Thank goodness I can say it's open now. I do want to thank Mario and our recreation department. We have a wonderful recreation department for having the vision to build this facility. But I have to tell you, me funding this roof, I'm self-serving. I thought about my 6-year-old self going out there in August and standing in the sun. I said, that ain't happening. We having a roof. So that's why one of the main reasons we put the roof. But it's been a great project. I know it's been a little bit longer than we anticipated. We went through some learning experiences, especially with paints and things like that. But it's here, it's open. I want to thank my engineers, our design team, for putting together this wonderful facility. And I think we're all going to have a great time today. So everybody get your paddles ready and let's play.
Everybody, I'm Councilman at Large Scott Walker for Jefferson Parish. Love that this facility is here now. It's a beautiful facility at a beautiful complex here at Mike Miley. So thank you again to our Recreation Department and Mario and Dino for the money contributed to this, Cynthia for the vision to see this through to completion. If there's a conversation that you have with our parish president and pickleball doesn't come up, then you're not having a good conversation, because I think it comes up in most conversations. I know how important this is to our community. My mom is here. She plays pickleball 4 or 5 times a week. She won't be upset that I say her age, I don't think, but she's 78, and she's out here 4 or 5 times a week, sometimes maybe more. And I know for the older community in Jefferson Parish and for the younger community alike, this is something that's much needed and much anticipated. I know it's the first time I've been to a ribbon cutting that had pickleballs on the ribbon. So I know we're all excited about this, and we can't wait to see how popular it is. I know it's going to be packed every day. So welcome, enjoy, and keep pickleball thriving in Jefferson Parish. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say a couple of words. First of all, I have to acknowledge the parish president, because back in 2021, we recreation department had a vision for how we can better utilize our underutilized facilities, and it was it was controversial at the time, and we went through all of these these public meetings. And I told the parish president, I said, look, one example you can give is pickleball. You know, pickleball is emerging around the country, and we should really start gravitating that, bringing that to the parish. So at all of the public forums we went to, Cynthia mentioned, we're going to do pickleball. And every time she mentioned it, they usually said, pickleball? What is pickleball? It really did not go over too well. So after the 7th one, we're like, okay, well, we're gonna keep pushing forward, but here we are. I mean, this is what we need to continue to do, thanks to the parish president's leadership, is to continue to look at what we can offer to the public in terms of just recreation, general recreation. You know, we're known for our youth sports, and we're up 30% in our participation in youth sports, which is fantastic. But these courts basically represent the people here. It's the adults. It's the older adults that are here. They're playing. We're bringing people that have never really been a part of recreation. They're coming now back into the recreation department and participating, which is fantastic. So thank you again to the parish president for that. I do want to mention to Dino, though, it was funny because we were at the groundbreaking. We were right over there, and we were doing the groundbreaking for this complex. We didn't have the roof envisioned in this, and Dino mentioned during the ceremony, he says, we need a cover. I'm going to talk to Mario about that after this. We need a cover for this. And I'm thinking to myself, that's going to be interesting. So Dino comes up to me and says, so we're going to do a cover here. How much is that going to cost? And I said, I don't know. It could be $400,000 or $500,000. He said, what? I'm like, yeah, that's what it's going to be, probably. Well, it wound up being $800,000, so he forked over the dough on that one, so we appreciate it, Councilman. I'd like to just thank several people. First off, Shireen Gegenheimer. Where's Shireen? Shireen, really, we appreciate you. Shireen had the vision for where this complex would be best fitted, which is right here. It's a perfect spot, so I want to make sure I thank Shireen on that. Our recreation staff, I mean, these people, I've worked with these people for the past 5 years. This is a special group of people. Leo is not here. Leo is our parks director. Leo handles every single project in this parish within recreation. He has touched, for the past 30 years or so, his fingerprints are on all of these projects in Jefferson Parish over the past 30 years in recreation. So we couldn't have done this without him. Harold Bueller, our recreation director. Harold's a 30-year plus guy in recreation. We're glad to have him. He's just doing a phenomenal job with leading the recreation department. Gary Schmidt, our assistant director. Thank you, Gary, for your leadership. And Gary's handles a lot of our facilities. Buzz Constant couldn't be here, but Buzz is our operations manager. He does a great job. Brent Griffin is on our staff. Darren Cook, Maverick Charles, and our supervisor here at Miley Playground is Kyle Arsenault. So Kyle, that'll be a friendly face you'll see around here. I want to extend our appreciation to the contractors, our contracting partners, Meyer Engineering, who designed this wonderful facility, Crescent Commercial Construction, the general contractor. You guys did a fantastic job. Mike Stewart with Quality Courts, just a beautiful facility. So again, thank you so much. I want to bring up our Director of Recreation, Harold, and Kyle Arsenault, who's the supervisor here at Miley Playground. They're going to say a few words about logistics, parking, you know, some things that you guys need to know in terms of how this complex is going to operate. So I'll bring those guys up.
Hey, thank you all, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming this morning. On behalf of JPRD, I also want to thank our parish president, Councilman Bonanno, Mario, Leo Webb, for all they did to make this come to light, this pickleball facility. This is a really growing area of JPRD over here. We have our Ree Alario Sports Complex for our individuals with special needs, adults and kids. We have our softball complex over here, which is, well, we play all our girls softball. We have travel tournaments and different things in this area. Now, of course, we have our pickleball courts. So when you do come during the week, you're going to have activity going on over here. We're going to have activity going on over at the complex. So we're going to try to do the parking Over here, we have some spots, and then if you go down Eisenhower, which is now going to be Pickleball Court, we're going to park from the curve in to the fence. So we have plenty parking down here. These gates will probably be locked. We'll have the Ree Alario Center going through the gym. We'll have the softball complex going over there through the complex gate, and all the pickleball will be coming through this area. So this is a great facility. It's going to be open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's going to be basically unmanned, although Kyle and his staff here at Miley are going to be involved. We'll have people, of course, in the Ree Alario Center and also at the complex, but it's going to basically be unmanned. So we started what we call an ambassador program, and if you see all these folks with these red shirts, these are our ambassadors that have been real involved with pickleball, real involved with helping with the different areas where we have pickleball, and they're going to kind of be our little leadership team of the pickleball facility, showing everyone where they need to go, you know, how the open play system works, and help try to grow the pickleball game. So I want to have a round of applause for all of our ambassadors who have volunteered to do this today. I'm going to have Mr. Kyle Arsenault come up now and go over some of the logistics. And again, thank everyone for coming and enjoy the facility. Thank y'all.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to talk about a few things about the rules of the pickleball courts. The age limits for the pickleball courts are going to be 12 and up. 12 and up only. There'll be no skateboarding, there'll be no rollerblading, tennis shoes or pickleball court shoes only. Talk to you about the bathrooms. The bathrooms are going to be located down to the softball complex main entrance. To the right is the women's bathroom. To the left is the men's. We also have an AED machine that's on the wall down there towards the women's bathroom. We have a Coke machine and a water fountain behind the Ree Alario Center, behind the little breeze walkway right here. It's got some benches there also too. The pickleball courts are going to open up at 8 a.m. and they're going to be open until 9 p.m. Excuse me one second. Also, we're going to have rollers. In case when the courts are wet, we'll have 2 sets of rollers in each court bin to where you can roll the water off, kind of like we do with the tennis courts at the places around here. We also have some push brooms just in case some sand and maybe other debris get onto the courts. It can be self-used, and we'll do that. And like Mr. Harrell said, my staff will be around here periodically checking things out. And like I said, the main gate is going to be towards the pickleball court parking lot. All the other gates going towards here to the softball complex are going to be closed. So please use these parking lots along there. And I'm glad everybody's here. Hope everybody enjoys it. Thank y'all.
All right, we're almost done. I do want to clarify one thing. Kyle mentioned about the ages of the complex, 12 and up. If you're, that's unsupervised. So we're not going to allow unsupervised children on the courts. But certainly if you have younger children that are part of your, but if your family, if you on that side, okay. So also I wanted to mention on the other side, this is the open play courts. On the other side is going to be free play and reservation. So at the end of this month, you'll be able to reserve those courts for an hour to play. So if you'd like to do that, you'd like to bring a group out and play, you can certainly do that over there. Okay, I'm going to bring up the parish president to wrap things up.
One other rule, guys, just there's no music allowed here, okay? We have a neighborhood here, and I don't want to manage music because my Yacht Rock folks, when there's no better day than City Park and Yacht Rock, it's like my happiest days, but not everybody likes Yacht Rock, and if I'd blare Yacht Rock, it might make some of you upset. So no music, and we want to be very respectful of the neighbors, and I don't want to manage music tastes, already. I need to thank our Public Information Office, Neil, Rachel, Justin. Incredible work this week. They got out that video, which was incredible after our soft opening, and they've really had a lot of weather events, and they've been spread thin this week, so I want to thank them. General Services always puts all of this together for us. They manage our buildings. They always help everything. Our Parkways Department and our traffic engineering, That's going to be Pickleball Court Drive, so I want to thank our traffic engineering group to do that. Okay, so now we got to cut the ribbon, and we want all of you all in the picture. But let's just go over some logistics now. We're going to do the formal cutting of the ribbon. We want everybody in the picture, and then we'll start playing. So we let people get in the bucket system that got here early. First come, first serve. We're going to wait and do that orderly, okay? So don't go grab your buckets yet. We're going to do it orderly. I want video of that because that's a great video shot. So don't start. We'll do that organized. If you want to be on the championship court right here, no, the challenge court right here, put your name and your partner's name. You got it? And we have enough to pull from, David? Okay. Still adding names. See David. David, raise your hand. You need to write you and your partner's name on the sheet of paper. Also, in case your name doesn't get picked, line up. We're going to pick the first, Councilman Bonanno's going to pick the first match, and then we're going to pick the first challenger. So we're going to pick 3 teams, and then everybody for this challenge court line up on the paddle rack right on the other side of this fence. All the other courts are a bucket system. The ambassadors know how the bucket system is going to work. Y'all, the ambassadors, work that system for me. I want to play with some beginners today. Jim Sheng, where's my friend Jim Sheng, who's my volleyball? I convinced Jim. I've been trying to get him to play pickleball for a year and a half. He would not play. I saw him last night at a crawfish boil. He's here today. Jim, you and I are getting the first game, and we need 2 other beginners in that game. Any beginner who's never played before, I'm playing with you today. So find me today. I want to play with the beginners today, especially if you've never played before. Okay, with that, Harold, Mario, we're ready? Okay, let's cut the ribbon. Y'all get back here.
1, 2, 3, cut.